Greetings viewer, it is I, Hilariously Scary, and today we have my 12th sketchbook. I feel so bad for the sketchbook. Also ignore this. This backdrop is actually just my black house coat, so this is the pocket, but I set everything up and then I noticed it. Anyways, I feel a little bit bad for the sketchbook because this is like the little brother to the Golden Child sketchbook because I love 13 so much. I just got so tired of 12 by the end of it, and then I got the 13 and I was like, I love everything. So this is the first sketchbook that I like attempted to decorate with stickers. Most of this is just like stuff I printed out, except for that I got this at a con. I don't remember which one. I don't know, but yeah, so this is my OC deduction. Just a little doodle of him with a flower crown. This is Master from my scrap story, Aftermath. Something I drew for speed paint and then printed out. And then this is actually a commission I did. I can't remember. I think it's Cause Hazel, but they were doing these Valentine's Day commissions. So I asked them to draw Paradox and Adventure back when Adventure still had long hair. I thought they were so cute, so I printed it out and I turned it into a sticker and then just my name. The problem with this is I actually did this on the back of the sketchbook, so this is actually the front of the sketchbook. I was really into cosplay at this time, so I made this shirt that said Alcor is my sugar daddy, and I put it on top of it, but then it bled through, so there was this big sugar daddy written right on top of my sketchbook, so I just used some of my extra sticky paper to cross it out. Anyways, I don't really remember what's in here, so... Ooh, okay. Gosh darn, I've not seen this in forever. Oh yeah, I couldn't remember what sketchbook I was on, so I wrote out welcome to my 12th sketchbook, and then I was like, I'm gonna figure out what sketchbook this is and then go back and add this. I did it. I just left all this here. But yeah, I had my hair dyed maroon because I was going to college. This must have been the summer before I went to college, and then a little bit whenever I started college. So I started in college at Mississippi State University. I dropped out after 1 year because I hated it, and then I went to the college that I'm going to right now. I just drew me in an outfit that I don't own. Throwing away a piece of paper because it was bad. Oh no, she's suffering. You know what, let's do this. So this is my OC's first and second. I never draw them. Apparently third is a carrot. And then third and fourth over here. I think I was trying to like develop more of my cartoony style, but I don't remember why. Apparently third is the Fire Lord. I think it was supposed to be a Steven Universe comic. Didn't get far. I swear there's actual drawings in here somewhere. So a friend of mine was over and she was telling me about her characters and I wanted to draw them, and I drew the girl and I was like, oh, this is too good. I'm not even gonna try to finish this. Oh snap! I was like rewatching Soul Eater. I got 3/4 of the way through and I stopped. But I really like the idea of like the weapons. So I was like, what if overseers had their own people weapons? So I invented this character Bonnie, who was like deduction sword or something. They're on some sort of mission. I don't know why. I would zoom in, but my camera's dead and I don't have batteries. So deduction just says figures, and the puzzles, that's supposed to be puzzles, says you two can just wrap this up. We're done here. And he says, all right, and turning her into a weapon. And then this was gonna be him wielding the weapon, but I hated how he looked here, so I guess I just didn't finish. This is an old OC. Intelligence and addiction, who are a thing. They were like my rave OCs, but then I set them in the 1800s, so then I was like, dang it, I need new rave OCs. So I wanted to make Christopher to be my like rave boy that falls in love with addiction without realizing that she's an overseer, and then they like can't be together because like halflings are still super illegal. I was really into Halsey at this time, and I was like, he's like that song Young God, but then it was like ironic because she really was a god. This character no longer exists. Oh my gosh, I forgot this part of the story existed. So this is another comic that I didn't finish. These two are supposed to be first, and this is supposed to be a different character that I can't say for spoiler reasons, but if anybody wants to translate this, they can get some part of the story that no longer exists. I really liked his hand here, but I didn't, like, I liked elements of this. I like how this looks very dramatic, but then I didn't finish him here, I guess. I don't know. I didn't finish things back then. Maybe that's why I don't like this sketchbook, because there's just nothing finished in here. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. My cousin introduced me to the musical 35mm, and I loved the song Sarah Berry. Sarah, is that what it's called? The Ballad of Sarah Berry? Why did I get so southern there? 35mm is still one of my favorite musicals. It's like really awesome, and there's all these like really good storytelling songs, but back then nobody was making animatics for it, and I was like, what the heck? I need a Joanne animatic in my life, but what I really needed was a Sarah Berry animatic. So I was gonna make one, and this was me thumbnailing it out, and I didn't get far. This is gonna kill the sketchbook. And then my prayers were answered because one of my favorite animaticers made a Sarah Berry animatic, and I'll let y'all look at that if I have enough eye icons, otherwise it'll be in the description. Go listen to 35 millimeters, especially Why Must We Tell Them Why, because that's my favorite one. So in my last video I was explaining it, but it got cut off, and I guess I just didn't notice in my editings. It's just weirdly jumps to the middle of my explanation. Basically, I'm okay at doing this sort of doodle thing, and people are really like it whenever I did it. And like back then I was insecure about my art, so I wanted people to like my art, but I wanted people to like my art of my OC. So when they like this and not the art of my OCs, I got really frustrated. But it's cool. This isn't me though, you know? Oof. I swear there's like nothing finished in here. No wonder I don't like this sketchbook. I was gonna draw some like cool art of Desponia being edgy, but I didn't finish it. There's no reason these pages are blank. What the heck? I was trying to practice some poses, but I'm pretty sure I like didn't use references for these. I was just going off my head, and then I was like, I should use references, and I'm not gonna draw this without references, so I just stopped drawing. Okay, yeah, this is like the height of my musical obsession. This is some Be More Chill fan art. I actually kind of like how it turned out. You can see how it looks here. I drew this, and then I knew that I was going to finish it digitally, so I only drew one of the hands because I knew I could just draw it and then copy it over here. I didn't like how his face turned out, but I liked the colors and stuff. It got some attention on Tumblr, and I was happy. Oh, okay. So this is when I started listening to the Adventure Zone. As y'all probably know, I'm a huge Taz fan. This was me doodling from the first arc. I've never like listened to podcasts before, so I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to be doing while I was listening to it. I saw some people were like doodling while they did it, and I quickly discovered like if I'm sketching while I'm listening to an episode, I don't remember anything from the episode, but if I'm coloring while I'm listening to an episode, or really anything, then I can do that. That's why I listen to music when I'm sketching, and I can watch videos and stuff when I'm coloring. Oh my gosh, this fetus art. What is with your shoulders? But puzzles looks cool. I forgot how edgy deduction used to be. Like he straight up got like, I kind of want to bring that back actually. So this is puzzles and deduction all grown up, kinda. Look pretty grown up to me. Their designs actually haven't changed too much from this. Puzzles is like, it's like you haven't aged today. And it's like, we're immortal. Yes. I don't remember what his cup says. I think it just says deduction, which would be really dumb. Whenever they grow up, she joins the court, which is like, I don't know how to describe the court. They're like the judges of the overseer world, but she's very important. And then deduction just does research in his pajamas. So, oh gosh, is this gonna be spoilers? This is like the most I've gone into a sketchbook blind. Like mostly I have like some sort of idea, but this is like, oh gosh, I literally don't even remember. Okay, well that doesn't say deduction because that says deduction. Okay, this is just a comic introducing deduction, I guess. I had this idea of like, what if intelligence and deduction had to work together? So this is one of the people that work for the court being like, oh, and this is where you'll be staying, and he opens up the door. And deduction is just like, asleep. Not even doing his work. Of course, intelligence is unfazed. I remember I was really proud of this drawing because it was so tiny, but I packed so much detail into it. So she's like, excuse me, Mr. Deduction, and he's like, Nani? I go from 0 to 100 in my comic. Oh gosh, it's a knowledge. This is knowledge being the head of the court. I think I changed her design. Yeah, I literally like drew this and then I was like, nah, and I changed her design to this. I don't think knowledge's design has actually changed much from this. She doesn't have green skin though anymore. It used to be intelligence and knowledge had like slightly green skin, but now they just have gray skin because of world building reasons. Oh my gosh, it's Postal. I remember I hated this drawing whenever I first drew it, but it's not too bad. I want adventure in the great white somewhere. I want it more than I can bear. She looks much different from this now. This is Postal. She's the overseer of the postal service, and she's Deduction's main love interest. Although a case could be made that Deduction is her main love interest. They're not really big parts of the story, but I love them anyways. I actually just sketched them in my most recent sketchbook, so gosh darn, why is it so okay? So gosh, I'm trying to figure out how I can explain this without spoiling large sections of the story. It used to be that Postal and Deduction secretly got married because they weren't allowed to because of spoilers. They were like gonna escape the overseers together, but then only Postal escaped. They just told Deduction that she was dead. She didn't die. She actually went and joined the rebellion and had a kid that's Deduction and Postal's kid who has 2 different color eyes because why not? This is Research. She's still a character, but she doesn't look like that anymore, and that's not her backstory anymore. Oh, I got really into the Adventure Zone and I wanted to do my own D&D session, so I did like one session with my family. So I drew all of their characters, except for I messed up on this guy's character because he doodled a different character on the back of his character sheet, and I thought that was his character, so I drew that, and he was like, why am I a cat girl? And I'm like, it's what you doodled. He was like, no, I was doodling like say or something, and I don't remember what it was. Oh gosh. Oh no. Right before I drew this, I had woken up from a cool dream, and I was like, I'm gonna turn that into a story. So this is the first illustration I ever did of Alpha from the Scrap storylines. I guess that's why I have a sticker of Master on the back. So at first I wanted her to be like all Japanese inspired, and I was gonna draw Master here, but then I was like, nah. And so I drew this. Gosh darn. I hated this drawing whenever I first did it, but I don't hate it now. What the heck? Why was I so harsh on myself? This is Master, and then Derek, I think is his real name, and then Alpha and Tyrene, I think. Them in real life versus them in the game. They look so cool. I'm pretty sure I either did like all of this in one day or like over the course of a couple days. Like I got seriously obsessed with the idea for like a hot second. This is supposed to be like when Alpha was first meeting with Master after he was like training a bunch of humans. She's like, you can't just go around eating people. There are rules. Just who do you think you are? And he's like, oh love, I don't think I know. I'm a god. But then it's like them meeting in real life for the first time, and he's like just working at McDonald's. Oh yeah, and then I was like, you know what? I'm so good at making comics. I'm gonna make a comic out of this. This was going to be the beginning, so it's like, now let's start from the beginning. Your name is Alpha. How old are you? 64 years young. And who are you? I'm the ruler of the most powerful race in the world. My heart doesn't beat. It doesn't need to. I am sustained, yeah, that word, by human flesh. I am ruthless. I am precise. I am unstoppable. Now open your eyes. And she like transforms back to Tyrene. That was entirely wrong. You know this. Come on, let's try again. Your name is Kyrene Winters. How old are you? 18, I suppose. And who are you? Kyrene? A useless human. It's been 2 years, Kyrene. You have to stop thinking like this. Kyrene, are you listening? And then I stopped because I'm pretty sure I did this like all in one sitting, and like around here I got very tired, and so like I just didn't want to do it anymore, and I never returned to it. I mean, I never returned to the comic. I returned to the story obviously in that episode, but yeah. This was gonna be a drawing of Master, but then I didn't like it. Maybe that was too. Okay. This is my first D&D character ever. I finally got in like a session. It was like this online session, and I was playing as like this royal elven lady, and I was really bad at it, and I didn't know what I was doing, and so I thought that we were just gonna be playing for like a couple hours, but we spent all afternoon playing, and I was gonna eat after we played, so I was hungry the whole time. It was bad, but I liked my characters. I think I did a speed paint of her. Her name is like Azadel or something. Oh, this is supposed to be Obsession. I had this idea of like drawing Obsession with like glowing eyes. There's a speed paint of it somewhere. Okay, this is some edgy stuff. I was going through some stuff at this time. More practice with hands. Yeah, so another drawing of Azadel or whatever. She was like battling her mentor character or something. She was like, oh, why don't you just admit defeat and we can call it a day? And then he immediately like KO'd her. I guess I drew that before the session started. So this was the session and me doodling scenes from it. My character was basically the best character. She was just cool, and I was really happy because I drew all this in pen and it didn't look sorry, I just saw the next page. Forget this. Let's talk about this. That's my boy. That's still my boy. I drew this and I was like, this is it. This is what I want my cartoon to look like. And I was like, I can do that again. So I tried with Desponia, and I'm like, no, that didn't work. In their world, they have this concept called the colorless, and nobody's really sure what the colorless are, but they know that they exist. And so he's like, oh, you're colorless. And Desponia's like, I mean, sure, I'm pale, but don't you think colorless is a bit far? So that's my boy first. I don't know what I did here, but like, that's what I want him to look like. That's not what Desponia looks like. They're part of two different shows, but I was like, what if there was a crossover episode? This was more of Desponia's backstory that I didn't finish drawing. Oh gosh, I was having a good time here. This must have been when I started college, because I was not having a good time in college. And sometimes whenever I'm not having a good time, I just fill the page with gore. I don't do this anymore. Now whenever I draw gore, it's just because I've felt like it. You know, oh gosh, I can't even explain what's going on here. I really need to get back into the Never Roller story because it was really interesting. Right now I've been like obsessed with Ambition, which is Passion's new name, because my classmate suggested it to me and then I got really angry because I'm like, dang it, that's so much better than Passion. So yeah, his birth name is still Passion because of it has to be for in-universe reasons, but he goes by Ambition now. So I've been drawing him a lot lately. But yeah, so this is two of my characters and one of them saying I don't even care anymore. I want to explain it, but it's spoilers. I really like this drawing though. I like how much time I spent on it. I like everything. Yeah, I like it. Oh, okay, more of this character, I guess, that I cannot explain, but he's a baby. I torture him too much. Like, honestly, this kid, I feel so bad for him. Gosh, I should stop moving it back. I keep on returning to this Avatar reboot. I wanted to draw Anil and Sayok, I think are their names. So this is Sayok, who is the firebender slash earthbender side of the Avatar, and then his brother is the waterbender slash airbender side of the Avatar, because this is the Avatar is twins idea. Okay, more event art that I guess I didn't finish. Here we go again. My event art looks so interesting. What does it say? Aw, that's so sad. Basically, this is an event about how I felt like nobody cared about the art that I create. Because at the time that I drew this, I thought that nobody was ever going to look at it and care. I wish I could like go back and like give my past self a hug and be like, hey, it's okay. Your sketchbook tours get a lot of views. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get emotional. Please keep talking. Anyways, back to the edge. I was not having a good time at college, dang. So this is more first. I really like the way that I colored his hair in with red. I want to draw first again. I like this though. I might redraw it. Some more like gesture art without using references. Yeah, this was back when I was like, I'm gonna draw something every day. And I couldn't decide how many fingers I wanted them to have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I wanted to join my siblings' Discord server, but it was a Bendy and the Ink Machine Discord server, and I didn't like Bendy and the Ink Machine, and they knew this, so they were like, if you want to join, you have to draw Bendy fan art. So I drew Bendy, and I was like, I love Bendy. And then I didn't even join. Like, what the heck? Deduction being edgy and some more practice without references. I was gonna do a comic, and then I started to sketch it out, and I don't even remember what the idea was, but I was like, oh wait, I'm not invested in this story, so I didn't finish it. I loved this page when I first did it. I actually used references for this, and I was watching a bunch of sketchbook tours, and they were all like using color to block out the sketches they liked. So just a bunch of referenced art, and I turned this one into intelligence and this one into deduction. This is my personal persona in my cartoon style. I was not having a good time. Oh gosh, I need to make a video on this. I don't want to say it's scrap. This is my most controversial story. So there's yeah, my boy, there he is. Oh gosh, he looks tiny. Yeah, this is Obsession. I was really drawing in my cartoon style a lot. Dang, I need to return to that style. I would think I was listening to a lot of like these tables. Okay, wait, these tables, there's a reason these tables have numbers, honey. You just haven't figured it out yet. I think that's the title. I don't know why, but I've been like really obsessed with old school Panic at the Disco songs right now. The only difference between Martyrdom and Suicide is Press Conference. Such a great anime opening. Honestly, all of these old songs sound like anime songs. And some art of obsession and deduction. Being bros. This is actually pretty cool. I tried to make their faces look different. I didn't like it though. Like, I was gonna color this, but then I was like, ah, it sucks. And so I didn't. But this is actually really good. Like, I don't know what I was talking. Yes. I need to stop cutting myself off. I don't know why. I just was like, I'm gonna draw intelligence and a crop top and high heels. And he's like, I don't understand the point of this. And Addiction's like, you don't need to. And I was like, that hand though, because I was really proud of that hand, but it was so tiny. Oh yeah, but this is why I started drawing intelligence with his hair up in a ponytail, because I thought it made him look more manly. So back to this actually isn't the Avatar's twin stories. I had an idea for a different Avatar series where basically after the events of like Korra and stuff, oh gosh, look at his face. So bending is actually outlawed in order to like equalize everyone, but then he's the new Avatar and like the resistance kidnaps him basically. And he's like, okay, I'll help you guys. And he's like a huge cinnamon roll. Equality no matter the cost, right? And he uses firebending to light a cigarette. He's like, oh, you're a firebender. Yeah, but we're much more interested in what you bend. The story changed. Oh gosh, it's so pure. Yeah. I remember this one because I messed up on their skin tones. She's supposed to have darker skin than him. I tested these two markers on like a different piece of paper and it looked like this skin tone was lighter than that skin tone. So I colored them respectively, but then I like, frick. How to explain without spoiling. This is art. Yep. Indeed. Aha, my K-pop boy. Okay, so this is, I don't remember, Youth, who's part of the rebellion, like reference art, and then my boy Star, who I never think about. Star is the overseer of like celebritydom. I based him off of like K-pop because that was like when K-pop, well, I mean, like, K-pop was always, like, a thing, but it was really becoming a thing back in, like, oh gosh, when did I start this? It wasn't, like, huge like it is now, though. I had to draw, so I drew this, and then I guess I didn't sketch for, like, a couple months, and I came back, and I was like, ew, that's what my art looked like a couple months ago? So then I drew more feet, and I liked these two, so I put circles around them. This is another scrap story. I don't know why, I was just, like, not vibing with my overseer story. I just kept on coming up with different stories. And then this is my friend's OC, Axel, who I liked, so I drew him. I wanted to be popular on Tumblr, so I made a Riverdale AU where they had superpowers. I don't care about that, you know? This is some spoilery art. I don't like how romantic they look there. They're not... Stop. This was back in the time where, like, I kind of hated Lucid. I was trying to, like, fill the page more because I saw other people with sketchbooks. I think I had just watched Drawing with Waffles, How to Make Your Sketchbook Look More Interesting. This is my first redesign of Octavius. Octavius went through a bunch of redesigns. I've actually been, like, really obsessed with Octavius as a character, too. He's a good boy. I remember I really liked these drawings of Desponia. I thought she looked super cute. This is actually what Desponia and Lucid's house looks like. It's got, like, dark columns and, like, ancient art. So the idea was like Desponia collects a lot of like 17th century, 18th century art. And so Octavius, who like never leaves their house, just dresses like somebody from the 18th century, 19th, centuries. Yeah. I loved this page so much when I first drew it. This was like the best drawing I ever did of Obsession. These are my murder boys. This is when they first got their scar thing. I mean, it was always part of the story, but it didn't. I had this idea of like, you have a scar where you last died. Obsession has like a lot of scars on his body because the last time he died was like being attacked by a bunch of people, whereas Knowledge and Intelligence have like one scar across their abdomen because they got sliced in half. I liked the way that this looked, and I liked that. I wanted to preserve just that. This is me trying to draw puzzles correctly, I guess. The three main girls of the court, Knowledge, Puzzles, and Strategy, except for they were leaning a bit. And this is when I first got Copics. Yeah, I got Copics for my, like, Christmas or something. They were, like, the shading kind, and I loved them, and most of them are dead now, so. This is another scrap story. Basically, VR world, but instead of going on quests, they just make weapons and fall in love with the NPCs. The 4 stages of deduction. A little bit doodle of intelligence and addiction, and a different scrap story. I'm not even gonna explain it. This is the first drawing of Chaos with his blindfold. A drawing of Knowledge. And back to, oh my gosh, I love that. Can I go back to that? Wait, I take back everything I ever liked about my art. That's what I want my art to look like. Atlas and Ambrosia in my anime style and in my cartoon style. I doodled these in class, and I thought it would look cool if I like taped them in, but then I hated how I looked. I realize now it's probably just because of the difference in paper. 1 minute gestures. See, you can tell that like at the beginning of the sketchbook, like I didn't really like consume a lot of art. My pages didn't really look that interesting. And now that like I've been watching like sketchbook tours, my pages look cooler. So this is my mom in my cartoon style. This, oh, whoa. This is Plasma. Atlas's sidekick girl that I can't remember the name of. Some mermaids for some reason. And then I was designing Adventure here. He used to have a ponytail, but now his incarnation Journey has the ponytail. Okay. Another scrap story. I have so many scrap stories from this time. This one I actually really like. So I started a scrap storyline to explain them, but this was back when I was like forcing myself to draw, and I actually like got dizzy while I was drawing it, and I had to stop because I thought I was gonna pass out, and I don't know what was going on there. I just went to sleep. I was trying to draw more min, and I had to put a sticky note over this because my siblings got really uncomfortable whenever I showed it off. It's not actually too bad though. So this is my new avatar story that if I ever got to do an avatar story that I would do this. Firebender, avatar, metal bender, and non-bender. I don't want to get into their whole story though because it's very long and complicated. And this is more Chihu. Yo, look at this. Sorry. This is one of the first TikToks I ever made. It was a mashup of Grenade and Wrecking Ball, which was like Desponia and Lucid's song for a while. So I did all this, and then I actually recently remade it, so you can see the what this was like, also what my new version is like here.
Don't you ever say I just walked away, I will always want you. But darling, I still catch a grenade.
And I'm pretty sure I was doing some sort of like coin commissions, maybe? This is me sketching out what I wanted the drawing of Lucid when I was talking about how I didn't really like Lucid to be. I guess more either coin commissions. I really liked Connie. Connie's still a character. Sorry, that's Connie. And then that's Finn. Finn looks so different now. And then Finn used to have this friend. I don't remember what her name was. This is actually my little sister's OC. Okay, yeah, look at me. Adventure Paradox sticker was commissioned from this person. Yay! That's it. That's my 12th sketchbook. I didn't just put these stickers on the wrong side. I put them on upside down. Like, I messed up so badly. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm so excited for the next one. 13 is my favorite sketchbook of all time. I'm on 17, I think, right now. Yeah, I'm on 17 right now. So we're getting close to my new sketchbook. Anyways, I hope that y'all enjoyed the sketchbook, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!